Hi everyone, thanks for watching my videos, which I haven't made any lately. Really, because when you get out of Crazyville, life just happens and you start having new goals, new things to worry about, real things to worry about. And I guess we all want to catch up, and that's what happened to me. But then recently I started thinking, well, that was one of the reasons of why I started making videos, to just spread awareness that there is hope. You can have your life back and be very happy and have real things to worry about when you do, I guess, your recovery. And that's what I am after, to just spread the word around and say you can do it. So today I'm gonna make a video on projection, on how to spot it and how to use it for your own benefit if you have to. If you don't have to, run away. Anyway, projection, the word says it. We all use projection. Uh, that's when we put our value system and our way of thinking onto someone else, or onto other people, onto a situation. And then let's say we talk about a situation. uh, it's when we put our thinking into that situation, it's how we come up with possible outcomes of the problem. Why? Because that's what we would do. um, Narcissists do the same thing. The problem is that their value system, if you can call it that way, it's a bag of trash. So here we are putting our very positive way of thinking, or normal way of thinking, onto them, and that's how we come up with the excuses for them. Well, he was angry because he was tired. No, we don't say he was angry because he's an idiot. No, we say because there is a reason. Why? Because we are not bad people by default. So there has to be a reason for a bad behavior. And on their side, they have to throw their trash on us because they don't have anything else. It's impossible. That's why we put good things onto them and they put bad things into us. It's that simple. Actually, it is that simple. They cannot give anything good because they have nothing good inside of them. They give it only through the idealization stage, while they are with that script in their head, or trying to, confuse everybody else. Whatever, you think about the idealization stage, and they have their new audience, new target, the shining ball. That's a different story. But when reality hits, they're this empty, simple people. Their disorder might be very complex, but uh, their way of living, it's actually very, very simple. So how to spot projection? Projection, it's really easy to spot. It's very difficult to go through, but a general rule to me, it's when I hear something extremely crazy about me, or I'm blamed about something that I didn't do, or I did the total opposite. I know I've been the target of projection. That's how easy it is. Um, and then again, it, when you come to terms with the fact that this ideal dream person was actually someone very twisted. When you come to peace with the fact that, yeah, you chose him, yeah, you gave him the key of your heart and your trust and everything, and it was a mistake. It was a mistake, and it's really simple. We all can make mistakes, and it's simple. So when you come down to that and realize that you're actually dealing with someone twisted, once you spot projection, that's one of the best tools you have to manage contact with a narcissist, or borderline bipolar, or a psychopath, all the cluster, anybody toxic actually. It doesn't matter where they are in the spectrum. Anybody toxic. So when you start hearing, you want to control me and I'm not gonna let you, it's like, oh, you're projecting me. I gotcha. But don't waste your time onto explaining yourself. Just like don't waste your time. That what we do usually when we are blamed about something that we did or said or thought, um, we try to defend ourselves. We try to explain that that's not right or it was not true because that's our value system to say, if something is wrong, you say, no, 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 that was not what I meant, or that's not how I did it, or that was not. We do that, which, hello, that's what they want. In my opinion, projection for the narc, it's like the best way of throwing dust into our eyes because we can't see, we're focused onto something else that really that's where they want us focused. um, it's like, remember that what Gary Klein says, the point is there is no point. So for you to explain yourself or to even say, you know what, I got you, you're projecting me, there's no point. You're not there, you're not gonna win, you're not gonna nothing is gonna happen. Probably you can cause a narcissistic injury, and of course after a narcissistic injury comes a narcissistic rage. Both not fun to go through. Don't, if you can avoid that, don't do that. So if you know read that book, open book, and you see a projection coming through, you could just be like, I got you. Because what they're putting on to you, remember, they're talking about themselves. Just like at the beginning, they put the good qualities onto us, and it was not real. Now the bad qualities they're putting, which are real from them, but it's not about us. So you can just read them like when they say, "Oh, you're trying to control me," then you know what they're after. Narcissists are very miserable, but they have a very simple way of living. It's all about few things, all about control, about admiration, about applauses, and some kind of a reaction, and they're gonna get it out as long as you give it to them. Once you start reading them, it's not as easy for them to control you. Now, if you don't have to read them, like that's only if you have a kid or it's your boss or you have to have some kind of a relationship, then reading their projection, it's a very good tool because you can know where they come from and where they're going and what exactly they're trying to confuse you about because they have something else going on. Now, if you don't have to have contact with them, by all means, don't even bother. Just run. Just forget about, why are they doing it? Because they're narcs. That's what they do. It's almost like if I ask you why are you not speaking in Chinese? Because you can't if you don't speak Chinese. Like in my case, why don't you do videos in Chinese? Because I can't. I'm not gonna be able to. Not anytime soon. I probably never because I don't plan on studying it. But that's my point. Or why don't you sing? Because I can't. I don't have a good voice. I mean, I will, but you're not gonna like it. That's the same with them. They cannot give anything good because they don't have anything good. They're not gonna make you a better person because they don't know how to do that because they're not a good person. That's why at the end, or the outcome of a relationship with a narcissist, the victim is destroyed because that's the only thing they can do. There is not a single story of a narc out there that has made someone a better person. No, no, they made them miserable. And once you come down to realize that, and stop fighting it and stop hoping that it will change. It will not change. It will never change. So you have two options: to run away or to face reality and learn how to deal with that reality. And projection, it's a very good tool to deal with that reality. I'm gonna keep saying it. Their disorder may be very complex. Their way of living, it's very simple. It's very miserable. It does not matter how it looks from the outside, especially if you're going through a stage where your ex-narc, it's living this love that it's coming true and it looks like out of a movie scene or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, it's all the same. They're all miserable from the inside, and down the road it always shows up. So one one very helpful thing I did, first of all, read their projection, catch it, read it. You hear craziness, it's projection, period. If you write down the crazy things that you have been blamed with, or the bad words, the insults you've been told, if you write them down on one side of a piece of paper, and then on the other side you write the totally opposite thing of that opposite, it's really who you are. That's your reality. Fold that sheet and put it anywhere you can so you can constantly see it and remind yourself that this is your reality, not the back of the sheet. The back of a sheet, it's some kind of a technique to achieve something: control, admiration, a bad reaction, something. The real you, it's the opposite of that. The real you, it's the opposite of what you were told that you did, and the opposite of what you were told you are. Remember that. Stop focusing on them that much. Start focusing on yourself, because really there is hope. You can do this. Anyone can do this. It's just a matter of putting a little more effort. A little more, it's just imagine what you can achieve for yourself if you put half of the effort that you put onto these people to help them and to understand them and to make this relationship work. If you get half of that strength and that will and that courage, and you put it on yourself, you can, the possibilities are endless. And I'm not saying you're going to become the most successful person, or you're going to be a reach or whatever. I'm just saying you just gonna start living life again and enjoy every moment of it. Even the sad moments are real. You don't walk on eggshells anymore. You don't come up with excuses. You don't. It's just real. It's good. So use that technique, for your own benefit. Read them, and read them for you to know how you can deal with the situation. Because remember, whatever they say, it comes from them, and you can't. It's not you. So they're trying to have the control over the situation. Don't follow that. Focus on yourself. Be like, oh, you're projecting. Why you're projecting? Because you're an arc. What else you can do? Do something good in life. You can't. Poor guy. And that's it. We happy people, real people, we are more complex than them, because we go through more emotions, through more thoughts. We have a colorful life with all the hues of all the colors. They don't. So they can't do more than their black gray kind of lifestyle. Only at the beginning, and that's it. And it's only shining, and that's it. And it was not even real. So don't expect them Don't expect from someone who cannot give you what you're looking for to actually give it to you. Just like you can't expect from a baby to start talking. They can't. Same with an narc. You can't make them say something good because where are they going to get it from? Their inside? Well, their inside it's empty and miserable. How? It's impossible. So don't think about them. Don't focus on them. Focus on yourself because you are that opposite side of the piece of paper. That's who you really are. And remind it to yourself every time you need it. Um, One thing I would suggest though is that make everything a stage. Try to take your time, but if you see you're stuck for more than a year into coming to terms that that's a bad person, push yourself. Push yourself. Just keep pushing yourself, just the way you would push them to become better people, just the way you would help them to become someone else, someone better, to realize their problem. No, push yourself to realize your problem. Push yourself to realize that you have spent today or yesterday the whole day thinking about them instead of thinking about you going to get a pedicure, about you going to meet your friends. And at the beginning it might be very boring because you have only one thought in your head, but it will change. About you reading a book that is not about narcissism, that it's about something good. It's classical literature that you get a book and you read it again. Not, oh well, why is he happy now? I know I sound ironic now, but I've been there. Um, I've went through that craziness, and that's why I'm spreading the word and see if someone just can stay. They're like, oh, it's crazy here, and then just leave. But as long as you focus on yourself, every day becomes better and easier, and then suddenly, like it has happened to me, I don't even recognize that guy. Like literally, I see him on the street and I'm like, oh, it literally takes me a second to recognize him. That's how um, insignificant he has become. Um, and you can do that too. Insignificant in the way of, I have a link with him for the rest of my life, so I'm gonna have to deal with him. But like to trigger me on or put me into a flashback, not anymore. It used to happen pretty bad, but then that was my motivation. Everything he told me bad, I would have that opposite sheet of paper with me all the time, and every time I would feel like down, I would remember the things I did for him, and I'm like, you're not that worth it. I'm more than you. If I was able to do that for you, I'm gonna do the double for me. Because yeah, I don't know how to do it, but guess what? I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna get me onto a place where I wanna be. I choose that place, not the one you chose for me. I don't like that place for me. So you can do it. You can achieve it through projection, through focus, through projection, through learning how to read the projection, so you could be prepared a little bit for what's coming, because you would be able to say, I you easy, um, and just keep focusing on yourself and keep trying to be a happy and complete person once again. And I'll see you in my next video.